Welcome everybody to the first video in this series where I look at the most successful social media videos and break down why they performed so well. Now, one of the things that I'm really an advocate of is the importance of having a good story within your social media videos. A lot of people talk about story as if they know how to put across a good story, but the truth of it is when you look at a lot of people's videos, they don't actually understand the story arc and the story structure to actually really resonate with your target demographic. So hopefully within these videos, we're going to dive into the most successful ones and break down what makes them work and why they work and go into the specifics. So let's get into it. So the video that we're going to be looking into today is the Dove Real Beauty video of 2013. It amassed over 63 million views and it doubled Dove's sales. So obviously something that they did worked really well. And I picked it as an example because it works really well for breaking down and understanding how you can use data and information on a target demographic and construct a story narrative that will really resonate with the target audience. Now, the first stage of any video is doing your research into the people that you want to reach. Dove actually asked hundreds of women a question: do they find themselves beautiful? Only 2% said that they found themselves beautiful. The rest of the women don't consider themselves beautiful and they listed faults within themselves, which is shocking when you think about it, but it's the truth and it's the narrative of people. So that's what they went with, and that's how they started to put together this story. Now that we have a little bit of context into the market, let's look at what they come up with.
I'm a forensic artist, worked for the San Jose Police Department from 1995 to 2011.
Okay, so first of all, it starts off straight away saying I'm a forensic artist. If you're watching a Dove advert, you're automatically thinking like, what's a forensic artist got to do with like an advert? So automatically it intrigues you, it pulls you in. That is what I like to call the hook. It's what you watch within the first 5 seconds that is going to make you inquisitive. It's going to make you ask questions. So you're going to want to watch the rest. And in today's day and age of social media, you need to make sure the first 5 seconds of a video really hooks somebody's attention. Let's get on to the rest.
I showed up to a place I'd never been and there was a guy with a drafting board.
We couldn't see them, they couldn't see us.
Tell me about your hair.
I didn't know what he was doing, but then I could tell after several questions that he was drawing me.
Okay, so first of all, it's giving context. It's giving context that women have walked into a room, they can't see the person behind the actual sheet, and they can't see them.
Tell me about your chin.
It kind of protrudes a little bit, especially when I smile.
Your jaw.
My mom told me I had a big jaw.
What would be your most prominent feature?
Kind of have a fat, rounder face.
The older I've gotten, the more freckles I've gotten.
I would say I have a pretty big forehead.
Okay, so straight away you can tell by the questions that they're being asked, they could tell that they knew that he was drawing because of the questions that he was asking. Not only that, but if you notice the replies from the women are actually saying, how could I put it, unflattering things about themselves, about how they had freckles, about how they had a protruding chin, things like that. They're basically putting themselves down, but they're saying their way of looking at themselves, it's their image of themselves, which again confirms the research that they did previously, where it says that only 2% consider themselves beautiful. So this shows you automatically that it's going to resonate with a lot of women just for that fact alone, because a lot of women asked to describe themselves, they'll probably struggle and they'll probably come up with similar ways. So let's continue watching.
Once I get a sketch, I say thank you very much, and then they leave. I don't see them.
Okay, then the person leaves and the artist still hasn't saw the person that they're drawing and they haven't saw the artist.
All I had been told before the sketch was to get friendly with this other woman, Chloe.
Again, they're giving more context to the situation by saying that women were also asked to connect with another woman or another person and remember some details about that person. They're not told why or anything like that, but they're just told to remember certain things about a person. which is interesting, which gives more context.
Today I'm gonna ask you some questions about a person you met earlier, and I'm gonna ask you some general questions about their face.
She was thin, so you could see her cheekbones. And her chin,
Okay, so straight away you can tell the people that actually saw them, they're giving their perspective on how they look at the woman or the person that they met. Now, automatically you can hear that it's positives. It's positives, and the way that they're speaking about him is almost flattering. So it's in a better perspective than how they saw themselves, which is refreshing really, because that's the reality of it. Like, the majority of women are beautiful.
It was a
Everyone's
nice,
beautiful in their own way, although some
chin.
don't recognize it. But
She
clearly
had
here,
nice
it's
eyes.
pointing
They lit
that
up
out.
when she spoke.
Cute nose.
She had blue eyes, very nice blue eyes.
So here we are. This is the sketch that you helped me create, and that's a sketch that somebody described of you.
So yeah, that's
Yeah, so pause it there. So what they're also doing, they're showing the sketches, the two sketches together. One sketch is built up from the person themselves giving the description of themselves, which was unflattering. And then the other picture is built up from other people that have just met them on their perception of that person. So it's giving two different perspectives, and one is from themselves and one is from the other person. But the one from other people is actually more attractive. It's the better picture, which kind of, it looks like it's really hit the person like deeply. Let me carry on playing that. Yeah, you can kind of see from the raised eyebrows and the way that they're looking at it that it's surprising to them. So it's almost like a revelation. Like, yeah, the deep breaths, it's like a sigh.
She looks closed off and fatter.
Now it's the actualization
Sadder,
of
too.
actually realizing
The
that's
second
how I
one
perceive
looks
myself.
more open, friendly, and happy.
I should be more grateful of my natural beauty. It impacts the choices and the friends that we make, the jobs we apply for, how
Yeah,
we treat
so
our children. It
now it's
impacts
like
everything.
Giving them more
Couldn't be more
reflection
critical to
on
your
themselves.
happiness.
Do you think
helping them
you're
to
more
understand.
beautiful than you say?
That you should appreciate yourself, that women are beautiful in their own ways,
Yeah.
but also that they should
We
appreciate
spend a lot
themselves.
of time
everything
as
about them,
women
their features
analyzing and trying to fix
everything
the
like
things
Maybe
that
they
aren't
should
quite
change their
right.
perspective on themselves.
And we should
But-
spend more time appreciating the things that we do like.
Yeah, like the comments are saying, you should spend more time appreciating the things that you do like. You are more beautiful than you think. So there, straight away, it's given a resolution by showing the transformation, how the person has gone from a negative of themselves to actually going on a journey to see actually this is how the world views me, and that they should be appreciative of the features that they have and the way that they come across to the world. Okay then, so there's loads that we could unravel there, but I want to keep this video short and sweet. So what I'll do now is I'll just quickly wrap up my take on this video and why it worked so well. Now clearly it started on a journey of discovery, because it's gone from a negative, which is the self-criticism of women criticizing themselves because of their perception of themselves, to a positive self-appreciation. And it's showing that actually the world receives them differently to how they view themselves. Now this will resonate with the majority of women, because the majority of women feel this way. It's a reality, but it's a sad reality, because women are beautiful in their own way. It's just that a lot of women don't actually recognize it. But this video captivates the internal struggles and battles and conflicts that goes on within that target demographic. And any story has to have conflict, whether it's internal or whether it's external. It has to have some type of conflict. And this not only has conflict, it has a way to overcome that conflict. And it's a conflict that resonates with the majority of women out there. So it's ticking all the boxes. But not only that, it's also the cinematography behind it. It's how they're capturing those shots. It's how it's showing the women's reactions to when they actually see the pictures, how they're actually looking at the pictures, and it's like a sigh of relief. And it's kind of like, even when they're looking at the photos, they're actually realizing how they view themselves. It's almost like a self-disappointment in, wow, how comes I look at myself like that kind of thing? Do you get what I mean? Like, so it's showing more than just the results of actually people look at you better than what you originally think. It's showing you should look at yourself better and appreciate yourself better. So it's no doubt why this actually grabbed attention. So straight away, what has this video got? Let's summarize it. So it's got the hook at the start where it talks about he's a forensic artist. Straight away, that's the hook. It's giving context because it's telling you that actually the women didn't know what they was doing in the room. They sat down and there was asked questions by a man that they couldn't see. So straight away, it's giving context to the situation and the location. Then it goes on to the main body, what they want to get across. I realise that they're putting out information which is a negative on how they look, and it's giving the non-flattering ways of describing themselves. So straight away, that's the context of it. But then when somebody else is called into the same room and asked to describe the same said person, they describe the person in a total different way, and it's in a more positive way. And when the artist puts both sketches in front of the person, it's like a revelation to the person that's viewing it, because it shows actually you're not as bad as what you think. This is how the world views you, and this is how you view yourself. So it's giving two different perspectives. And then it's the actualization, the realization of actually realizing you should appreciate yourself a lot more than what you currently are. Now, how many women is this going to resonate with? It's obvious why it resonates with women, because there is a lot of pressure on women in the world today to have this image of perfection because of Photoshop and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of knocking women down on their own perspective. And obviously, as everybody ages, their perception of themselves ages. As women become mothers and things like that, their perception of themselves drop because of self-esteem and things like that. So this is just something to uplift people, well, women, and take them on that journey of actualization, which is why the advert actually worked so well and drove people out to go and buy Dove products, because it shows that Dove understands women. If they understand women on an internal level, then they must understand them on an external level by giving them beauty products that helps them externally. So there's the correlation between advert and buying a product. So obviously this is a great example of a story. Hopefully what I'm going to be doing is Marketing Mondays, when I'll go into the details of what is a good video and a good storyline. I'm going to show some of my own examples as well, and some of the own stories that I've crafted for my customers and clients. But also remember that you can hit that subscribe button. I'll see you on the next one.